Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and members of the Hanover Fire-EMS community, please stand if you can for the presentation of colors by the Hanover Fire-EMS Honor Guard and the singing of our national anthem by Miss Ava Piland.
Hold. Left, please. Present. Post.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order. Halt. Wait, please. Forward. March.
You may be seated. Good morning and welcome to the Hanover Fire-EMS Training Center. It is a joy to be with you. My name is Jason Williams, and I have the honor of serving as the Chief of Training for Hanover Fire-EMS. I'm thrilled to be here with you for this special occasion, the ribbon-cutting ceremony for our new Tactical Fire Training Tower. As we come together to mark this special occasion, we also recognize Fire Prevention Week, which makes today's event even more special. Today is a day of great pride and celebration for our community and for our department. I want to sincerely thank you all for being here. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Chief of Hanover Fire-EMS, Jethro Piland.
Thank you, Jason. I would like to welcome all of our distinguished guests, our friends and family. It truly brings me great joy to represent the women and men of Hanover Fire and EMS. Today I have the wonderful opportunity to be thankful for all of the folks that made this training tower possible. It starts with recognizing some of our distinguished guests, Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security, Terrence Cole. Thank you, sir, for being here. I would also like to recognize Delegate Buddy Fowler. Thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate you and all of your support. From our Board of Supervisors, I'd like to welcome Sue Dibble, the Vice Chair, and Michael Herzberg. Sue, Michael, thank you very much. It has been a great honor and we could not have built this burn building without the support of our Board of Supervisors. They are the representative of our community. They listened to our needs and our concerns, and they provided opportunity for us. And without you all, we could not be where we are today, not only to meet the needs of our community today from a fire training aspect, but to plan for tomorrow and what is to come next. I'd also like to introduce our County Administrator, Mr. John Badusky, and his team, Dr. Jay Brown, Jim Taylor, Todd Kilduff. Thank you all for being here. A special thanks, I know I told him I was going to put on the spot, but a special thanks for Mr. Badusky and Dr. Brown and his team, Amanda Six. Without the finance team, the Director of Finance, without them, again, we wouldn't be able to take this opportunity to enjoy this great facility. Other dignitaries that I'd like to be appreciative of and to recognize is the Executive Director for Virginia Fire Programs, Brad Creasy. Thank you very much, sir, for your time being here. And from the Virginia Fire Services Board, I'd like to thank Chief Abby Johnson, who's the Vice Chair. Abby, thank you for you and your team. Brad, Abby, your group has been able to help us take a very good burn building and make it a phenomenal and a great burn building, like I said, to meet not only today's needs, but tomorrow's needs. All of these folks put their heart and soul into designing and constructing this facility. So from our team, I'd like to appreciate Assistant Chief Wade Sanders and Battalion Chief Jason Williams, who were truly the workhorses in leading us here at the training center. Lastly, and most importantly, I would like to thank our families. For me, I get to appreciate my wife, Mary Catherine. She is my rock. She helps me stay ready, because she once told me, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that motto has been true for the last almost 25 years. So she's a very smart lady. Also representing our families are Melanie and Bob from the Clark family and all of your extended family. You all represent who we are and the support that we have at home. We also have the Moore family, Betty and Henry. You're wonderful people. We thank you for your support. It's your love and kindness that surround us, that allow us to do what we do day in and day out. And I have another special guest in the audience, and he's sitting very quietly with his radio strap and his uniform. I'd like to recognize the Guzman family, Amy and Javi. Thank you for being here, sir. It's a great honor that we get to open this training tower to educate our future firefighters, which I know you will be part of one day. So Javi, thank you for being here, sir. So today we'll dedicate both the training tower and the pavilion to two great men in our organization. For the training tower, Lieutenant Brad Clark. Brad was a leader in our organization. His commitment to service to our community was second to none. His passion for training to be the best was phenomenal and inspired all of us here. And his passion to instruct the future generations is well recognized. So it is very important that we look at this training tower and we dedicate it to a man like Brad and his value set. So thank you. For our pavilion, where we will host some fellowship, where we will review and learn some life lessons on and off the fire ground, where we will build bonds and relationships, we will dedicate this to Assistant Chief Henry Moore. He was our mentor. He was always dedicated to others. He had high standards, especially when it comes to developing others. He was filled with loving kindness and very compassionate. All of these traits, for all of these families and all of the men and women that are standing behind us, are what makes the fire service the fire service. I would also like to take a little bit of an audible and take the opportunity to thank some of my fire chief colleagues in the audience. Without you, we would not be able to cross this line. You all provided your training grounds and your training facilities to help us educate our firefighters over the last 2 years during the construction of this. So my invitation is to you all. When you're ready and you have time and you want to develop your folks, come to Hanover and train, because we want our facility active as many days as possible. So thank you for your time and your cooperation. And I'm going to close with this, but I need to find my glasses because this is the fun part. I would like to close with this, and it is to share some of the words in Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 and 23, which really represent the values of who we are in the fire service and who we are here at Hanover Fire-EMS. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such there is no law, and these who are Christ's have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking one another, envying one another. Again, from our word, these are the ideals and the values that represent our organization. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this morning. Thank you again for everyone in attendance. At this time now, I would like to introduce Sue Dibble, the Vice Chair of our Board of Supervisors.
Thank you, Chief. And good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
That's pretty pitiful. Let's do it again. It's a beautiful day. We have a lot to celebrate. Good morning, Hanover County.
Good morning.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Hanover County Board of Supervisors to bring greetings, but more importantly, to express our gratitude for the work that you do every day on behalf of our citizens of Hanover County. Training is such an important part of your jobs, and we're very excited to have this building completed for you to use in your training. We also realize, and I will quote from Dale Carnegie, that you use only approximately 10% of your knowledge in your lifetime. Think about that. Right here, we're going to train you for the worst possible scenarios. Yet we hope and pray that in your field experience, you never have to experience these horrible scenarios. But we know that you're ready, and that's what's most important. I recently joined Chief Piland and our EMS fire specialty crews at a real-time ammonia gas release and containment training exercise. And what I saw was an amazing display of professional teamwork and collaboration, not just within our team, but also with our neighboring jurisdictions and beyond. Regional collaboration at its best. Once again, we train for the worst and we hope for the best. Hanover County is known as being a safe community. It's why people move here, it's why people stay here, and it's why we choose to raise our precious children here. And our community is safe because of the commitment and the daily actions of you, our first responders. We are who we are because of you, and your Board of Supervisors is committed to continuing to work together to provide you with the best tools in whatever you need to do your jobs effectively and efficiently. May God bless you and keep you all safe. Thank you.
It is now my honor to introduce the Secretary of Public Safety, Mr. Terrence Cole.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everybody. It is my honor and pleasure to be here with you today. I have to say, I arrived a little early today because I wanted to get the landscape. And I wanted to feel the love. And the first place I went was over to the pavilion. And I met the Moore family. And we talked. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. To hear about the bravery, to hear about the passion, to hear about the commitment was truly inspiring. And I thank you for sharing those words with me. I thank you for dusting off my suit a little bit and us taking a picture together. It meant a lot. It means a lot to be here among the men and women that are doing the job every day. We ask you to do things that are very difficult sometimes to understand. You're dealing with overdoses and poisonings. You're dealing with suicidal people. You're dealing with situations that sometimes are difficult to understand. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service. Because these tolls, these jobs we ask you to do are sometimes difficult to self-contain. That's why we need to do a better job preparing you with better tools. Not only emotionally, physically, but sometimes mentally. I stand in front of this beautiful new facility to say congratulations in being a leader in today's modern day firefighter, first responder, EMS, all those different jobs we ask you to do. Thank you for taking a leadership role. Thank you for your commitment of your leadership, your town, your community, for stepping up and allowing other people to also use your facility and learn from you. Now, I know this building is dedicated to Lieutenant Clark, and I know his family's here. And sometimes these things become very emotional and heartfelt, but your family is here around you. Your family feels for you. They support you. And that's one of the first things I felt when I pulled in today. I felt the love. So as we dedicate the building, as we enjoy the pavilion, as we enjoy each other's fellowship, remember what's truly important. Remember, we are civil servants that are here to serve the public, to serve our constituents. And don't ever lose sight of that. I have the pleasure to work for the governor. And when he called me this morning at 5:30 to check in, he said, send my best regards. Tell them we support them, we trust them, we honor them, and we are committing the whole of government approach to make things better for our modern day firefighters and EMS personnel. So with that, I say thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for including the Office of the Governor. Thank you for what you do. Please stay safe. And give my best regards to your families for allowing you to do what you do. Once again, thank you and have a great day.
As mentioned earlier, today we gather to commemorate more than just the building you see behind me. In addition to the unveiling of this remarkable training tower, we're also here to honor and remember two extraordinary people who made immeasurable contributions to this Fire EMS department. Today we will unveil a memorial to Lieutenant Brad Clark and present the Assistant Chief Henry Moore Pavilion in honor of two heroes who will forever hold a special place in our hearts and at this training center. We are deeply honored to have members of each of their families with us today, and I would like to start by inviting Melanie Clark to come share a few remarks.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I know there were many hands involved in all the processes to get this building, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I think all the support we've had over the years with the men and women behind us, because we feel the love, I can assure you that. It is my honor to be with you today as we reflect on a man worthy of great distinction. Many gathered here today fortunately had the opportunity to have known Brad at a minimum, or to have at least heard about him, usually through a funny story or a memorable story. For those who didn't, his shenanigans were well-meaning, properly timed, and obviously very legendary. He was a hard-working, passionate firefighter that lived a life full of purpose, with pure grit and determination that only some can admire or aspire to have. He had a personality larger than his stature and a heart to match. He was known for his practical jokes, his nonstop memes, and hilarious sense of humor, which amused many and honestly, possibly annoyed a few. He loved to laugh and is well known for his iconic, genuine grin. He trained hard and sacrificed personal time to advance his knowledge as a firefighter. He was a humble servant leader that mentored many. He loved God and was steadfast in his faith as a Christ follower. Brad was loyal and a dedicated son who adored his parents. He was a jovial older brother, nephew, and cousin. A faithful husband who was always eager and unashamed to openly brag about his family to anyone who would listen. He was a devoted girl dad who was patient, compassionate, and kind with their tender hearts. Brad spent a majority of his life teaching others how to live by example. It is only fitting that a man who gave so much to his community, friends, and family be remembered today with this handmade, custom-designed bronze helmet that originally began as a mound of clay to be built up and refined by fire. My hope and prayer is that this memorial will serve as a place of reflection, comfort, peace, and healing to those who visit. May this designated spot provide courage, strength, and hope for many years to come as Brad's legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of the people he loved. May God bless you and protect you all, and thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you, Mel. At this point, I would like to invite Miss Betty Moore to share a few words with us.
Thanks, Stacy. I don't know how to do this. Melanie, bless your heart, you have been in before so many crowds. I used to watch you at the General Assembly and just, my heart breaks for you. Well, good morning. I'm Henry's mama. And my family are here today. And we are just so very honored to be a part of this dedication of the new burn building and pavilion here at Hanover Fire-EMS Training Center. And they asked me to say a few words. I have to tell you this. I brought Henry's challenge coins with me. Strength and courage are the things that I need right now, and I think this will give it to me. And these two things, every firefighter was born with, strength and courage. I'm fearful. Firefighters are fearless. And this wonderful training center here is where it all starts to get real for these young firefighters. Henry did absolutely love every aspect of the fire service. And anyone who knew him knows he did love to cook barbecue and fellowship. This beautiful pavilion will be a lasting tribute to these two passions of his. Chief Williams had an article published in this magazine the summer after Henry passed away regarding #Henry Strong. And Henry, when he was summarizing something, would always say, at the end of the day, whatever. And Jason's article had a sentence about Henry that kind of goes like this. It goes exactly like this. I took it out. His words to us in the end were to love one another and to take care of each other. One of our favorite challenge coins is iron sharpens iron. And it comes from Proverbs 27:17. I've got a little note here if anybody wants to discuss that later. We just want to thank Chief Piland, Chief Williams, all of our county officials and state representative, and all the many firefighters that have made this day possible. We are ever indebted to you for your service and dedication to take care of us. And have Henry honored this way is very special to our family. On behalf of all the Moore family, we thank you all so much. That's it.
At this point, I would like to invite Chaplain Steve Starzer to come forward to provide a prayer of blessings over this building and training center.
In our Christian tradition, we generally remove our hats when we come before God in a time of prayer. But allow me to encourage any of you who have cover with you today to put your cover on, because in the Jewish tradition, one never comes before God in prayer without having a cover on one's head. So allow me to wear my cover today to show my solidarity and support for our brothers and sisters in Israel. Would you join with me in praying? Almighty and ever-loving God of us all, you have given us wisdom down through the ages. You have guided and directed us in many a way, but always the way that leads to goodness and truth and love. In your wisdom, you taught us that it is good to place a marker to remind us of our heritage, of our history, of where it is that we have been and where it is we seek to go. And we ask your blessing, O Lord, upon this monument given in memory of our dear friend, Lieutenant Brad Clark. Let it be a reminder to us that his ultimate act, his ultimate gift, was an affirmation of life itself, the importance of preserving life for all around us, even though for him it meant sacrificing his own life. We ask your blessing upon this tower that stands behind me. Let it be that place where men and women train and train hard, train wisely, train well to save the lives of others. We ask your blessing too, O Lord, upon the pavilion that stands to my right, a place of respite and rest and refreshment. And we thank you for the life and memories that our dear friend Henry Moore has left behind. For he was always one who was, for anyone who knew him, a respite, one who showed care, one with whom you could spend 5 minutes and feel refreshed and ready to move on, no matter what burdens you might have come before him with. Let the pavilion named in his honor be such a place for all who gather under its shade. We ask your continued guidance, direction, and blessing upon each and every member of Hanover Fire-EMS, those who have served before us, those who are serving now, and those who will serve in the generations ahead as they pass through this training center. We ask all these blessings in the name of the one without whom nothing has been made that has been made. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Starzer. Without further ado, let us proceed with the ribbon cutting, marking a new chapter in our commitment to public safety and preparedness. I now present you with the Hanover Fire-EMS Tactical Fire Training Tower. You may cut the ribbon. Thank you so much. You just hold on to it. Okay. Take your seats. As we cut this ribbon today, we're not just opening a building, we're creating opportunity for the future of our department. It's here where we will sharpen our skills, train for the most challenging situations, and develop the skills necessary to save lives and protect property. This facility will serve as the cornerstone of our training center, ensuring that our firefighters remain at the cutting edge, ready to adapt and meet the challenges of our ever-changing world. As we conclude our ceremony, I would like to thank our valued business partner, Wegmans, and the dedicated members of the Metro Richmond Flying Squad. Their support and collaboration have made it possible to share in a special cookout under the Moore Pavilion, something Chief Moore would love. After your meal, we welcome you to stay for a while and tour the building. Once again, I extend our thanks to all of you for being here, and we look forward to continuing our efforts towards providing elite service with compassion for a safer community. Thank you very much.